Hello and welcome to how to edit your ride posting on InWheelTime. Once you log into the website, click on the ride that you're wanting to edit, whether it be Don's if you're Don and Mike's if you're Mike. So click on Don's, which is where we are now. The first thing that we want to do is we want to make sure that the formatting that we did for the previous one carries over to the new one so that we don't have to try to recreate it every single time. And there's an easy way to do this, which is click on the icon tool with the mouse next to the current posting, which is what you see at the top. Click on this little mouse here. And I'm going to ignore everything above because I'm going to re-enter it on the new one. But here in the content box, I'm going to click on this little HTML button. I'm going to select everything inside this box. You don't have to remember anything that's there. Just select everything inside this box. Copy it. And you can do that by going editing copy or Control C, whichever you choose. I did Control C. Cancel and go back. Mouse over blog and click Write New Post. Now don't fear, because anytime you write a new post, it puts the previous one down here in this blog below it. It's an archived version. So all we got to do is go Write New Post. And let's say the name of this one is going to be 2012 Armstrong Rubicon XLT. Alright, this is going to be Don Armstrong is the author. Okay. Now for mine, for some reason, it automatically fills the previous one, but all you got to do is just click on this HTML button, highlight everything in here, delete it, and I'm going to paste what I've already had. Click Edit and Paste, and go back to the Design button view, and you can see that it looks exactly like what I previously did. So from here out, all you got to do is click on this picture here that you've already entered. We're going to delete it out, and we're going to enter the new one. Okay, and I'm going to click on the image manager. Done. I'm going to select Don's Rides folder because that's what we're doing. I'm going to click Upload, select. It's going to pull up my files, and I've created a folder. Navigate to my image here and click Open and Upload. And it's going to take a minute because the image is quite large. Okay, with this selected, I'm going to click on my image editor. In a previous tutorial, under the OMG, I think I've screwed up my blog posting post, I showed you something similar to this and help you navigate through this image editor. But this is an icon-driven image editor, which means that the commands are controlled by icons. You have your restore image, which means that any changes that you make, if you click this button, it'll restore the image to its original version before you saved it. I can crop it. I can resize. I can zoom by highlighting a specific area and zooming in. I can zoom in the entire image, zoom out. I can make this image a little transparent, which shows some of the background through it. I can rotate the image in a specific direction. I can flip it horizontally or vertically, or I can add text. So in this case, the image is quite large. It's right now, you can see below the status is 3000 by 2000 pixels. The maximum width that we want to have is 620 pixels. So I'm going to click on the resize button, and a tool dialog will pull up. And in this box, there's a few things to notice. You have your width and height. You have this constrain proportions button, and you can also do some presets, which most of the presets you don't want to do because they're too wide, so don't worry about that. The percentage, you can actually have it shrunk by it. Maybe you want it half the size that it was. That's up to you. You can play around with it however you want. The thing to take most note of is the constrain proportions button. If I deselect this, I can edit the width and height individually, but that will also mean that if I type in 300, for example, and I click resize, it'll leave the height the same and it'll look kind of squished. So we want to constrain those proportions. So I've typed in 3000 to get it back. Select the constrain proportions, and now I want to say I want it to be 620. 620 is about the widest you want an image in this website. That's just because that's about how wide the container is, so don't go any more than 620 pixels wide. You can crop the height if you want. That's up to you. I'm going to click resize, and it takes it to this view. Now, I can, at this point, give it a new name. Rather than thumb, I can call it the Armstrong Rubicon. Just as long as I don't give it a name that already exists in that folder, just because there is some issues with overriding it, because it may not save the new one because it thinks that you're wanting to access the old version. So just give it a new name, and I can save it from this point. Or so let's say if I want to crop it, I can also do that. If I want to crop it, just click on this crop button, and a square with a dotted outline and colored in squares on each corner, and the top and the sides appears. I can drag it around any place that I want, and this is going to be the window that the image is going to be cropped to. I want, in this case, to deselect constrain proportions because I don't want it to be a square, I want it to be a rectangle. Deselect that, and I can freely resize this box, move it to the edge, resize it, and move just below the shifter and just above the highlight. Armstrong Rubicon is the name. That's about where I want it. I'm going to click crop. Now my image is appropriately cropped. And again, I can rotate. I wanted to rotate this direction, I could do that. Rotate back that direction, however you want to do that. Give it the name that I want to, and click save. And inside this image manager, the name Armstrong Rubicon will automatically be highlighted right there. All I got to do is click insert, and my image is now the way that I want it to be. Then what you do, you type in whatever you want about this vehicle, the overview, what's new. You can change the titles to whatever you want, and once you're done, make sure to include Don Armstrong. If that's you, you can type in Armstrong Rubicon, and so forth. If you want to take off a tag, you can also do that. Once you click Save My Changes, notice that the 2012 Armstrong Rubicon XLT is now there. There's the overview. And if I click down here, the previous version, 2012 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon Unlimited, is in that list. And that's how you create a new blog post for Don's Ride or Mike's Ride on the In Wheel Time website. Once you've finished editing your blog post for your ride, go to the bottom of the page while you're still logged in, mouse over text where it says either See Don's Latest Ride or See Mike's Latest Ride, click on Settings, and all you got to do is type in the name of whatever the vehicle is. So in this case it's a 2012 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon Limited, and or it could be the Armstrong Rubicon 2012 XLT, whatever you want it to be. And once you do that, you click Save My Changes, and that is automatically updated, and it's changed everywhere on the site on the bottom of the page.